Well, so welcome everyone to the webinar today that is called Co-Governance in Action, Insights and Lessons from Ermua's Experience. So today here we are presenting this webinar at Mondragon University, Housing Europe, and the Municipality of Ermua in Spain. So the agenda that is going to be followed today goes as following. So we're going to start with a small introduction of what is the DROP project. Then we're going to provide a little bit of a background of the Santa Ana neighborhood in Ermua. We're going to follow with the co-governance model, which is the actual reason why we're connected today, and how this governance model has been applied. Then we're going to follow with the lessons learned from this process, and we're going to finalize the session today with a small Q&A session. So let's start the governance today. So what is DROP? Well, the main goal of DROP is, which is a Horizon Europe project, is to develop an integrated renovation methodology, which is aimed to transform social housing districts into inclusive and smart neighborhoods. So what are we doing in this project, right? We are trying to promote social innovation and boost local economy. And with that purpose, what we're doing is to adopt a human-centered approach to integrate innovative technologies and to explore the growth creation potential of cultural and creative industries. So let's start with what it is, a little bit of a background of Santa Ana neighborhood in Ermua. So despite this project is composed by three different cities in Italy, Matera, in Elba, which is in Estonia, and us that are in Ermua, in Spain, the pilot case itself is located in Santa Ana. So let me provide you with a little bit of background so that you can understand why we chose this specific neighborhood to develop the pilot case. Well, the Santa Ana is composed with different buildings which were built on the 60s and 70s. This was a moment in which the people of people of Santa Ana increased by like 700%. So then, in order to accommodate all these newcomers, the Santa Ana neighborhood had to be built very, very quickly. So this meant that questions such as accessibility, energy efficiency, or quality public space were completely overlooked. And still up to today, all these elements of energy efficiency and so on are still missing. So we find a neighborhood that is still very much car-oriented, that lacks quality public space and green space, and that has sadly a decreasing number of commerce. Regarding the socio-demographic characteristics, we can also say that Santa Ana classifies as a low to medium income neighborhood. Well, a big percentage of the population is quite elderly, and where there is a generalized lack of participatory culture. So then, why did we, as a municipality of Ermua, decide that it was a good idea to participate in a project of built by Europe? Well, we thought that first of all, the most obvious reason was to all the benefits that we could provide to the residents of Santa Ana. Obviously, this is our main goal as a municipality, to increase the quality of life of citizens. And given that this project was giving us some funding from the European Commission, we could improve the life of citizens in the digital, energetic, urban, social, and economic perspective. Another very good reason for us to participate and coordinate this project was that it was very much aligned with Ermua's long-term strategies and planning. So, for example, it was very much aligned and in coordination with the actual 2030 urban agenda of Ermua. Another interesting aspect as well was that since Santa Ana is a pilot case, we could learn and experiment from it. So we could, all the lessons learned, all the insights that we were experiencing from this experiment, we can in the future, in a way, translate it to any other part of the city and see how it works as well. And this is particularly interesting when it comes to the co-creation and co-governance aspect of the project that is going to be developed further from my colleagues. Another interesting aspect for us was the fact that we could collaborate and learn from different experts from all around the world and from different sectors, from the private sphere. And for example, the ones that have been working hand to hand with us in the case of Santa Ana have been Tecnalia, Mondragon University, and Housing Europe, among others. So this has been a very good opportunity for us to develop partnerships and to learn from one another. And finally, like we believe that a very enriching aspect of this project of participating in such an innovative like initiative is that we believe that it could be a good catalyzer for future funding, public-private collaborations, or even like any other EU project that we might develop in the future. So now I'm going to give the floor to my colleagues from Mondragon University to go ahead and explain the co-governance model.
Okay. I will share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Not yet.
Not yet? Wait a minute. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So thank you everybody for coming. My name is Ichazo Gonzalez, and I will present the governance model that we use it and how we implement it in the Santana case. So co-governance at citizen levels refer to a collaborative decision-making process where citizens actively participate addressing community issues. This approach emphasizes shared responsibility between governance and municipalities and citizens, and this fosters trust, transparency, and inclusivity. We also understand a co-governance model as a participatory process where collaboration between different stakeholders is addressed. And the governance model foundation rests on three interconnected pillars, which is the diagnosis, the local task force, and the granting. The diagnosis is about understanding the local ecosystem. And to do this, first of all, we need to identify and understand different actors involved in the neighborhood. And we also need to understand which is the role, the functions, the relation with the neighborhood, and also the level of influence of these actors, of these stakeholders in the neighborhood. On the other hand, the diagnosis also involves studying the area where we are going to act, identifying the different features of the space itself. And finally, the diagnosis is also about analyzing the area from a more strategic point of view. Here, in collaboration with the municipality and citizens, we identify the opportunities, the weaknesses, and threats that may influence the future interventions and the process itself. The second pillar is the local task force. The local task force is a group of community members, public institutions, citizens, and other stakeholders organized in a collaborative way to address local issues and drive different initiatives. The aim of this group is to coordinate these different initiatives, make decisions, and also implement all the actions. The coordination structure is divided in three bodies. The first one is, the local task force is divided in three bodies. The first one is the coordination structure, which is composed mainly by municipality, and the role of it is to coordinate the different initiatives running in the city. The Executive Commission is composed by different organizations and citizens. In our case, also project members were involved, and the aim of this Executive Commission is to drive and develop different initiatives. It's the body that is running the project. They also can take decisions, but these decisions are more operational ones. And finally, the Extended Commission is composed by the citizens and is the body where strategical decisions are taken. This is the body where is defining what is going to done, what is not going to done, and how it's going to be done. And finally, the third pillar is granting. Granting focuses on empowering local communities by funding and developing community-led projects. And granting also enables a bottom-up approach, reinforcing, as we already mentioned, the relation between the community and the government. And to go ahead with it, during the drop project, we define a specific process. This process is divided in 3 stages. The first stage is the engagement phase. What's going on? Can you see the image? Oh, sorry. My screen was black suddenly. The first, as I mentioned, the first stage is the engagement phase, which is focused on connecting with the community and empowering them in order to be able to give their opinion and participate in different participation sessions. The co-creation phase is its aim, or the objective, is to identify, build and run a local task force. The structure test is about launching and running different projects and different initiatives, and the evaluation phase is about evaluating the local task force coordination, the outcomes, and some other issues. So, as we mentioned, within the DROP project, we applied the governance model in Santana neighborhood. So the first thing that we did was to deeply analyze the neighborhood of Santana, and also the different agents and stakeholders that might be involved in the participation process or in the governance process. So once that we knew who could participate, the first step was the engagement phase. The first thing that we did in this engagement phase was to present the project to the citizen and to other stakeholders. This step is really, really important to manage the citizen expectations, and it is worth to mention that doing this just once is not enough. So for every initiative, we start by explaining the scope of the project, the goal of the project, what the project was about, and what the project was not about. So in our case, a lot of effort was needed in this area, because in the case of Santana, the community is facing a significant challenge with the accessibility, and in the case of DROP, we were not addressing this project. So we had a big challenge in managing the citizen expectations. The second activity workshop that we did was focused on empowering the citizen and to start involving in the community and in the participation of the community. The objective of this activity was to share and debate the concerns, the needs of the future of the neighborhood. And to facilitate these discussions, we create some sort of scenarios like you can see in the picture, like Green Santana, Dynamic and Attractive Santana, Digital Santana, Social and Cultural Santana, and Safe and Cohesive Santana. So based on these scenarios, the participants were encouraged to think about what each scenario means for them, what they can do in each scenario, how they visualize, which are the opportunities and challenges in each scenario. From there, we develop another 4th session with the objective of define a common vision of Santana 2035, and also to identify different initiatives to address that common visions. For the definition of the vision, we work just with citizens, but for the definition of the different initiatives, we also involve some other stakeholders like energy and sustainability experts, teachers, doctors, architects, and some social workers. And finally, from the vision, we identify different actions, and we list all these actions, and in collaboration with the citizens, we prioritize and we select the most interesting actions for the neighborhood. So the actions that we are running right now under the DROP project are these 7 actions. The first one is the architecture ideas competition. The second one is the temporary expansion of public spaces. The third one is the enhancement of party walls. The fourth one is the Santana Day. The fifth one, the comprehensive care program. The sixth one, the community connection. And the seventh one, the energy communities. In the second stage, the co-creation stage, was about building the local task force. As we mentioned before, we defined the 3 bodies. The coordination structure. The coordination structure was the same for every initiative, and it was built by the coordinator, who was the mayor of Ermua, a secretary, also a person who works as a link with the executive commissions, and some sort of expert that were joining depending on the topic that was held in each meeting. The executive commission was built by a citizen and also DROP project. We invite those persons who actively participate in the first phase in the engagement phase, and they were like really engaged with the DROP project. And in the extended commission was built by citizens, families, and some local business, like everybody who is really linked to the Santana neighborhood. For the executive commission, we just ask to those participants in which activity they want to participate, that they want to run or drive, and they just give us the priorities and where they think that they could really add value, and then we configure those bodies. And in the third stage, we just start running the project. Here we have an example of one of the initiatives, which is the tactical urbanism. The tactical urbanism starts with a mapathon. We invite citizens to this activity. We make different groups, and we just walk around Santana in order to identify like different problems, different needs, and also identify a possibility of different spaces where we could apply a tactical urbanism. We identify some of them, and we select the one that you can see in the second picture. This is the end of a car road where 3 parking slots can be found there. You cannot see it in the picture, but on the right side, we have some stairs and also the elevator. So we can say that this is the entrance of Santana neighborhood. And also it was selected because of the shape of the space, which is a kind of a small square. One that the space was selected, we prepare the space, we close it with those big pots, and we run there some co-creation and workshops where citizens redefine the new function and the new use of this space. And they also define what was needed, what type of furniture, what type of things were needed in order to build that one. Afterwards, the local council, with the existing furniture and minimal spendings, made some sort of improvement in the space, as you can see in that picture. We keep it a few months, and a few months later, it was analyzed whether it made sense to proceed with a project and additional cost or not. And well, we found it that the space was being used. And despite a few neighbors concerned about the closing of the road, most seems to be happy with the idea of closing it and to giving a new use instead of parking slot. So we define a new brief of that space with the new insights that we got it. And we asked to different design studio, architect, and urban planners to define as a project. Yesterday we got 3 projects from different companies, and this week we will go through the evaluation. and we will select one of them. And around March, we will implement it and we will evaluate the results. And the last stage is about evaluation, where we evaluate the engagement level of the citizens. We evaluate the process itself and also the outcome of each initiative. So this was everything, and now Maite will explain the lesson learned.
Okay, well, so hello, my name is Maite, and I will finish, as Itxaso has just said, with the lessons learned. We have divided them in two main groups. The first one will be the process, related with the management and the design of the process, and the second one will be the participatory dynamics itself. No, so regarding the first group, for us, we think that it's really important to have the involvement of all the key stakeholders. I mean, having the local task force help us identifying all the different actors that that work, or let's say that participate within the whole process. And it is really, really important that everyone will be willing to participate and to collaborate with the project. In this case, it wasn't something that we have to deal with, but in case someone isn't maybe isn't related with the project or is not so willing to participate, I mean, but this is something that it must be like a very, very important thing, no? A little bit related with this, sensibilizations actions are also very important. In the case that any of the participants or the group of people that are going to participate within this project aren't maybe very familiarized with participatory dynamics or participatory process, it is really, really important to make them know, in this case, how important will be that participation in this project, and make like different sensibilization actions in order that everyone has like the same vision of it. The next one will be having a process to follow. In this case, is the co-governance process that Itxaso has already explained to you. And well, having like really clear and also shared steps within the whole partners or main group of people, it is really, really important. Of course, no, as we said there, it should be adaptable. It's a process that normally it takes like, it can take, no, as in this case, some years. So things can change, can vary. So it is important to make an adaptable process. But of course, it is important to have that process, not just in order that everyone knows it internally, but also to communicate within which step we are, or where the extended board has to participate. I mean, in order to communicate different things externally also. Regarding the next point, we think that maybe Chaso has also mentioned, no, that I think that is one of the most important ones, the management of expectations. It is really, really important to present the project and the different aims or objectives that we have in an open and clear manner, and especially to the extended board, to those citizens that then are going to participate in the development of the different ideas that will take place in the neighborhood. In our case, no, there has been maybe other projects that has been related with regeneration of the urbanization. So sometimes maybe they think, or they could think, that they can do more things than what the project itself can assume. So that's why it is really, really important from the beginning. Let them know which are the aims of this project, and also listen to them and know which are their expectations. What do they expect from this project, in order to manage a shared vision and try to avoid future problems. And to finish with the first group, we think that also communication, of course, it's really, really important. The communication, it has to be adapted and clear to those who are going to participate in any way, and of course throughout the entire process. In this case, and regarding the extended board, the different citizens that has participated in our different dynamics, we think that maybe just having, what we learned is that just having an only channel to communicate is not the appropriate way to do it. I mean, sometimes you need like more than one channel in order to communicate the action that you are want, or the message that you want to communicate in that moment. And in our case, the things that they better work were the word of mouth and also the neighborhood office. One of the lessons learned is that the neighborhood office, it should be from the beginning of the project, because we think that it's like a nuclear point, where anyone can go, and even if they don't know how to use maybe technology, so if there is a gap, they can go there in person and they can ask for things or get information of the project. So yeah, we think that are like the main 2 points which in communication has worked better. Regarding the participatory dynamics, of course, as in the previous point, it is really, really important to have a common vision of the objectives, not just the main objective of the process, as I have mentioned before, but also the main objective that we are going to work with in each session, in each individual session. So if we are making a focus group in the process that Ichazo has already mentioned, it is really, really important which are the which is the frame of that session, because then we can again have problems with the management of expectations, because they think that maybe it can be done more than what it can be done. So that's an important point to take into account. Of course, we have to make them feel able to participate. I mean, all the sessions have to be inclusive. Regarding maybe the language, or regarding the different ages, because they are not understanding what we have to do, or maybe because they haven't been participating before, or they haven't been in the presentation. That's why it is really important to make them feel that anyone can participate. And of course, if we need something more advanced, maybe we have to train them or give more information before, in order that they can feel more comfortable and be able to participate. Of course, another point really important is the representativeness. We have to put a special attention to attract diversity. Depending on the project, maybe we will want people from different diversity within ages, or maybe within cultures, depending on the neighborhood or the specific area that we are working on. In our case, this wasn't really a problem. We try to have different ages and different people from maybe citizens, or also people from local shops, or different representatives. But of course, depending on the themes or the actions that we are developing, maybe we have to put more attention in this case in order to attract diversity and have then also a shared vision of what we are doing. And finally, again, communication. We think that is really, really important to communicate everything what we do. All the steps that are that we are moving within the process, it has to be shared with them. So information has to be given before and after the sessions. After the sessions, what we will do is explain them what we have do, so what do we have, what we made with information or with the decisions that were taken in the different sessions, and of course give feedback about what we are doing, or maybe because we have to wait a little bit, or some actions cannot be developed, or they have to be changed. So every time you have to give feedback, and sometimes maybe we have to ask them again, or try to like have a shared vision within all the group, all the members that will be involved in each action that we are developing. So giving feedback, it's a really important aspect that also helps a lot managing the expectations of those participants. And these are the lessons learned. So now, if you have any question, we will be really happy to answer you. Thank you very much.
Let me just add that if there is no questions right now, we all invite you to follow us on LinkedIn, to visit our website, or even to subscribe to our channels, such as the newsletter, because we will keep you updated with all the news that are happening in the project. Which the co-governance is one aspect, but it's like so many more things happening. So like it's quite interesting. Let's give it a minute. Let's check the chat, but otherwise we could. If there's no questions, we could finalize it and close it like that. Right, so no questions in the chat, but as I said, let's just keep our websites open and contact us anytime you want. Thank you everyone for listening.